An equation means nothing to me unless it expresses a thought of God. So, with these words, we open the Mathematics Forum 2024 in fond remembrance of the man who knew infinity. Today, we are all commemorating the Janma Jayanti Divas of the legendary mathematician uh, of India, born in India, Srinivas Ramanujan, जिन्होंने गणित की सभी पेचीदगियों को केवल एक छोटे से सूक्त के माध्यम से एब्रिविएट कर दिया, सूक्ष्म उसका सूक्ष्म रूपांतरीकरण कर दिया. An equation means nothing to me unless it expresses a thought of God. It's the entire expression of the entire instrument of the entire discipline of mathematics, which is all about to model the complexities of the universe per se. Rethink India Institute got the distinct privilege of conducting a series of Know the Nobel forums across the domains of physiology, physics, chemistry, and then the humanities, of peace, literature, and economic sciences. And wherever we went, we found the underlying foundation of mathematics coming to the rescue of the scientists, to the Nobel laureates, to be able to express those abstruse, those complex, those convoluted phenomena, to really make sense of the cosmic reality in which we all exist. And Srinivas Ramanujan, none other than Srinivas Ramanujan, was so very well connected with that divine consciousness, and he could come out with a series of mathematical abstractions and concepts. And still his published and unpublished diaries, as we all know, the enigma which is contained out there, it is still gives out a lot of inroads to the mathematical concepts and precepts onto which this cosmic creation is all founded. And today, uh, commemorating the Janma Jayanti Divas of Ramanujan, we felt, why not take that spirit of that magnetic personality for whom the numbers came so very naturally. Generally, the youngsters are so very terrified with numbers, with mathematical operations. But without mathematics, we just can't lead a single day life. It is everywhere, but it is so very nicely hidden. It is so very in a veneer that so it's a need of cheerleading the entire domain of mathematics education per se, right from the primary to the post doctoral levels. And the foundations which we set out in the primary, in the post primary, in the secondary levels, the feel of numbers, the feel of it all, making mathematics magnetic. So this has been the self-ordained, I would say, mission what Rethink India Institute took upon itself. We threw up a challenge across the nook and cranny of the country that send us your magnetic mathematics educators on these five counts, which you can see on the screen behind. And the purpose of taking a time to explain, and we have received beautiful, very in-depth nominations this evening, and we will be felicitating a trinity of magnetic mathematics educators over here. But before that, we would just like to cheerlead as to what a magnetic mathematics educator is all about. So the first component of that pentat is a high level of understanding mathematics himself or herself, and commensurate management skills for teaching the same. Because being a mathematician is one part of the story, but then generating that love, that passion, that understanding and feel in a young learner is an entirely different ballgame altogether. So, a magnetic mathematics teacher does not have to be a brilliant mathematician, but he or she needs to have some clue. Students need to be able to hear and listen so that they can teach effectively. The clarity of mathematical explanations is the second qualification of magnetic mathematics educators. Magnetic mathematicians may not be amazing mathematicians, but they need to be able to give clear explanations, allowing that knowledge to be passed on. They simplify their modeling and explanations. They need to be able to teach new and unfamiliar methods they perhaps never used at their schooling level itself. And magnetic mathematics educators need to be constantly striving to learn newer and newer methods of explaining the abstract mathematics concepts. And this was our second ask, because the way mathematics research is going on, so the research and newer mechanisms for teaching mathematics, for helping the students learn, that's where the success of a magnetic mathematics educator lies in. And today we have those very three successful mathematics educators in Madam Vandana Khanna, in Madam Anita Sharma, and in Sir Gagandeep Bhatia sir.
जी सर.
And yeah, so we welcome you all, and we would really love if you can all come on the camera. This is a very close knit kind of a commemoration ceremony, and the mathematics forum, we feel, will be benefited by your gracious presence, by your eminent presence. And what a lovely submissions or nominations! I think your honorable principals, they saw it in you and they have sent them across to us. We would be reading them out one on one, because the whole purpose is for the entire mathematics educator community at the K-12 level across the country to know that as to what constitutes this magnetism, which really needs to be reverberated in the mathematics classrooms. The fourth dimension of a magnetic mathematics educator is that they should know their students well. Now, this looks very simple. Oh, there is nothing very trendy or jazzy about it. It's simple. Know your students well. But this is very, very important, because in the era of personalized learning, every student grasps that abstruse, that abstract mathematical phenomena in his or own way. The more knowledge you have about a particular student, the better you will be able to disseminate that essential knowledge of mathematics. So magnetic mathematics educators are drawn to both they are louder students as well as the silent ones like me. I used to be once a very silent one, but my teacher, my mathematics educator was a profound one. They used to pakdo fine ki bhaiya piche se suno. And along with those who never ask, डरे रहते हैं मैथमेटिक्स क्लास में, नहीं पूछना नहीं है, सबसे कठिन क्लास कौन सी है मैथमेटिक्स की. But because thanks to you, that fear is going out, uh, like a magnet, they attract them all to learn. They give time to everyone from all directions, those who are loud, those who are silent, and those who never ask. So चुंबक के पास तो सभी आते हैं, and they use alternating or evolving seating plans to, or class setups to maximize the outcomes. Ki rotation, permutation, and combination. I think mathematics in action can always be deployed as a part of the seating plans, the classroom. Otherwise, झोला लेके हम तो पीछे की सीट पे जाके बैठ रहे हैं, फाइन पास हो जाएंगे कैसे ना कैसे करके. They optimize their pace. They know their students in terms of what they are or aren't understanding. Both, like zero is a concept ki they are not understanding, कुछ कुछ अंडरस्टैंड कर रहे हैं, एंड येस दे आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. आई थिंक दैट्स वेयर दैट बाइनरी एंड दैट बीच का जो सिग्नल है, नो वन कैन अंडरस्टैंड इट बेटर देन अ मैथमेटिक्स मैग्नेटिक एजुकेटर. एंड व्हाट देयर लाइक्स और डिसलाइक्स आर, किसी को मिठाई से समझ में आता है, किसी को किसी और ड्रेसेस से समझ में आता है. आई थिंक दैट्स वेयर दैट पर्सनलाइज टच कम्स इनटू प्ले, and they incorporate this into their lessons to make it more interesting. Like they say, understanding subtractions for the primary level kids is so very difficult. Addition is fine because it matches closely with their philosophical make over there. So they know their sensitivities and needs beyond the maths, and when they need space or attention, a pat on the back, oh, you have done it good. And a magnetic mathematics educator shows patience, kindness, and builds trust and rapport with the students, creating a magnetic mathematical learning environment. And this was the very, very core component, because with this patience, kindness, and trust, because mathematics by itself is abstract. Now, linking this abstractness to the cosmic reality where mathematics is happening every passe femtosecond, I would say. Some of the earlier Nobel discoveries were 10 raised to the minus high, minus 12, 14, 16. That kind of a time frame physicists start trying to evolve across. So, and finally, contextualization. Not every mathematics student would be going and pursuing higher mathematical studies. Mathematics is needed as a essential life skill, we can say so. Uh, so mathematics educators are pressured to get through a large syllabus. Unfortunately, they have a very, very large syllabus. And it is easy for maths to become too abstract. Magnetic mathematics educators, they ensure that students make mathematical links and connections across topics and in the word. So at times one chapter is coming, but this chapter, how it is getting linked to the other, they have no idea. But that's what magnetic mathematics teachers do. And we will listen their personal stories in a short while. And also linking that abstruse mathematical concept in the real world. That is very important, and they take a mastery approach and focus on reducing misconceptions and using inaccurate languages, because a lot of mathematical explanation has to be as a part of the linguistic training also. And since definitions are there, repeating those definitions in the classrooms, regurgitating them, some students might have a weaker foundation in the language, so perhaps it comes all of a sudden on the mathematics educator to fill that huge gap out there. So we now come to this commemoration, this felicitation. And so before I come to the felicitation, let me just go through the lovely nominations what we have received from I would say from the honorable principals. So first and the foremost in the line is Madam Vandana Khanna, who was in a couple of our Know the Nobels forum as well, very patiently listening the very I would say very involved concepts of the Know the Nobels for the year 2024. So, in these five segments, what Dr. Jasjeet Sood, the Honorable Principal of OPS Vidya Mandir, what she has written about her. See, it's a principal's, not an evaluation, but it's a principal's prerogative to write. And as we all know that we go for higher studies, the recommendation of our professor, of our teacher, in this case, the principal, I think this is one of the biggest award per se. This testimony from the principal in itself is great enough, good enough for someone to really jubilate for that matter, because this is where it all comes from. And in this framework, what Dr. Sood has written, again a very, I would say, enigmatic principle for that matter. So, what Dr. Sood writes that Vandana Khanna is an exceptional mathematician with the ability to articulate complex concepts in a clear and concise manner. This enables her to effectively convey her knowledge to students, facilitating a seamless transfer of understanding. To achieve this, she simplify her modeling and explanations, making abstract mathematical concepts more accessible and easier to comprehend. She strives to continually update her knowledge and explore innovative ways to explain intricate mathematical ideas. Perhaps we would be using this opportunity when Madam Khanna can tell us like what kind of tools and techniques she is using. A couple of case studies, perhaps. She prioritized clarity in her mathematical explanations. She is skilled at breaking down complex concepts into manageable and easy to understand components. She always ensures that each student has grasped the underlying principle. She is dedicated to ensuring that every student makes progress regardless of his or her individual abilities or learning styles. She achieves this by differentiating her instruction, providing extension or support work to cater to diverse needs. As a result, there are no There are no failures in her classrooms. I think this is incredible. And she is adept at identifying individual requirements, allowing her to tailor her teaching to meet the unique needs of each student. By doing so, she creates an inclusive learning environment that fosters maximum progress for all students. She possesses a unique ability to connect with her students on a very, very personal level. She is drawn to both their louder, more outgoing students and her quieter, more reserved ones. Like a magnet, she attracts all students to learn, giving each individual the time and attention they need. She optimizes her lesson plans and classroom setups to maximize outcomes, ensuring that every student has the opportunity to reach her full potential. She is aware of her students' strengths, weaknesses, likes, and dislikes, incorporating this knowledge in her lessons to create a very personalized and engaging learning experience. And finally, on the fifth count, she recognizes the importance of making mathematical connections to real life situations. Despite the pressure to cover a vast syllabus, she ensures that students understand the practical applications of mathematical concepts. By adopting a mastery approach, she focuses on reducing misconceptions and promoting accurate mathematical language. She encourages students to make connections across topics and to the world around them, fostering a deeper understanding of mathematical principles and relevance to everyday life. So, this was the note of testimony for Madam Vandana Khanna, and from the ages of this Mathematics Forum 2024 in remembrance of Sir Srinivas Ramanujan. We would really like to confer her upon, we really like to acknowledge her as uh, a magnetic mathematics educator. Just a moment, I will just, yes. So, we really like to confer upon this token tribute on her mathematical self, and we would really like to request her to speak further about her journey, about her passion being a mathematics educator, and more importantly, some of the core challenges she faces in her classrooms to really deliver this uh, abstract and complex subject, mathematics. So we really welcome you, ma'am. We really like to confer upon this token tribute on you in the name of Srinivas Ramanujan as a
Thank you.
magnetic mathematics educator. Over to Madam Vandana Khanna. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Sir, according to me, if I want to say कि I have an ability to break complex concepts in clear and concise manners. That is why students like me, they know if there is any problem which is difficult to solve, Vanna ma'am will solve easily. So it's a good
जी 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 कुछ कुछ संस्मरण बताइए मैम कुछ कक्षा में जो ये सारी बातें हमने कही तो कुछ आख्यान कि किस प्रकार से जो अलग अलग आयाम रहे वी वुड रियली लाइक टू लिसन हम लोग सुनना चाहेंगे प्लीज लैंग्वेज इज नो बार या
ओके जैसे मैं हमेशा ये कहती हूँ स्टूडेंट्स को कि मैथमेटिक्स इज अ गॉड लैंग्वेज तो ये तुम्हें सब बच्चों को आनी चाहिए इसको भगवान की तरह समझो इसकी पूजा किया करो तो ये तुम्हें बहुत इजीली आएगी और अपनी क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग को डेवलप करो आई ऑलवेज टोल्ड देम कि मैथ इज अ गॉड लैंग्वेज तो जैसे प्लेनेट है रिवॉल्व अराउंड द सन सभी सारे फिक्स हैं सभी मतलब अलग अलग जैसे उनकी डिस्टेंस है सभी फिक्स हैं ऑर्बिट में घूमते हैं अपने किसी दूसरे में टक्कर नहीं लगाते तो इस तरह से ही आपको भी बनना है और बहुत अच्छे से अपनी नॉलेज को इनहेंस करना है और अपने मतलब इसका आगे बढ़ाने की कोशिश करनी है अपने आप को कभी नीचे डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन में नहीं देखना अपने आप को और आगे बढ़ते रहना है और
हम्म
अकॉर्डिंग टू मी मैथ्स इज ओनली प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस एंड प्रैक्टिस। जितनी प्रैक्टिस करेंगे उतनी परफेक्शन हो जाएगी बच्चों की।
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. So this was the enigmatic, magnetic mathematics educator from the land of Karnal. It has a connection to the great archer Karna from the Mahabharata times. That's what Haryana Karnal is all about. तो मैडम ने जो बात कही कि कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी को सिंप्लीफाई करना, लोगों की जिंदगी से जोड़ना, देयर स्कूल कम्स फ्रॉम अ रूरल बैकग्राउंड, तो जिस बैकग्राउंड से बच्चे आते हैं उनके साथ जुड़ाव करना, आई थिंक दिस इज क्वाइट एविडेंट फ्रॉम व्हाट वी just listened from Madam Khanna. So very many congratulations, ma'am. Or Dr. Surbi, I would really like to bring in to congratulate Madam Vanna Khanna on being a magnetic mathematics educator, and what a lovely principal she is working with, because एक जो कुलपति होता है, एक प्रधानाचार्य होता है, उसके साथ में जो एक जुड़ने का आनंद है. Over to Dr. Surbi for her words.
Well, absolutely. I would really agree with you in this that Dr. Jasjeet Sood ma'am is such an energetic and enthusiastic edu leader, a principal in herself. She talks so deeply about her journey on with the NEP and how she is so passionate about interdisciplinarity. And I'm sure Madam Vandana Khanna, she has been with us at the Nobel Forums also, and such a passionate educator I see in Madam Vandana Khanna also. So and of course complexity of problems, when the teacher gets that confidence in the children, building that confidence in the children, that koi bhi sawal le aao, I am there for you, get the toughest of the problems, and the teacher is the beacon to go to for guidance. I'm sure this is a great attribute, and the confidence and the passion which is going to exude from the class which madam is leading and training is really precious. So thank you
Lovely,
so much, ma'am, and heartiest congratulations, and from us at Rethink India. Yes.
moving
थैंक यू
on.
मैम, थैंक यू मैम।
Moving on, we would now move on to felicitate and read about the very lovely, prolonged, evidence-based nomination of Madam Anita Sharma, who is a maths educator at Bal Bharati Public School, Manesar. So Manesar is the new corporate capital of the country, with the Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs also established there. A very coming out industrial township in north of India. So the principal, Sir Harsh Kumar, has given this nomination note, and I really like to give Dr. Surbhi the honor to read out some initial segments of it, and then I will take it over. Yeah, Dr. Surbhi, if you'd like to. Yeah.
So, the Honorable Principal writes, I hereby nominate Mrs. Anita Sharma for the Magnetic Mathematics Educator Award. And she has consistently demonstrated exceptional dedication and skill in teaching mathematics to students of grade 4 and 5. She possesses a unique ability to make complex concepts of math understandable, instill love for learning in students, and foster critical thinking. She has made a significant impact on her students by developing their interest in math by creating an engaging learning environment. She's also been selected as a mentor for primary classes and has helped in building a strong team of mathematics faculty. I believe Mrs. Anita Sharma is truly an aspiring educator and is a deserving candidate for this recognition. Following is the base for nominating Mrs. Anita for the award.
So, Madam is
So,
a honors graduate in mathematics and has completed her bachelor's in education, and has close to 3 decades of enormous teaching experience as a mathematics educator. So she uses a different pedagogy to teach the concepts of mathematics, which keep her students engaged and engrossed. She follows a three-step approach called CRA, which is concrete representation abstract. So now what is that? Let's come to it. So the step one, concrete level. Concrete is the doing stage. During this stage, students use concrete objects, manipulatives, to model problems. Example chips, cubes, base 10 blocks, fraction bars, etc. So quite a hands-on mathematics out here. So two wholes, two tens, two tens and two hundreds, two wholes and two hundreds. So from the concrete level, she moves on the representation level. Representational is the seeing stage. Many of the times, mathematics, we just quickly jump on the copy and paste. Oh, we have to solve a numerical, we have to solve the problem. But then, seeing stage is something what Madam Sharma puts a lot of emphasis upon. And at this stage, students transform the concrete model into pictorial representation. So she's taking it at the levels of abstractions layer by layer, as we can see, which may involve drawing pictures using circles, dots, bars, and a number line to represent any concept. So, three holes, three hundreds, or 3 by 100, because this representation is gets so tough, and at these very fulcrum foundational classes of fourth and fifth, I think that's where mathematics start germinating. And three tenths, as ma'am can say. And now then she moves on to the abstract level. And abstract is the symbolic language. At times, people say, "Madam, ye kya hai? Teen kya hai?" I think ma'am has done it, cracked this problem phenomenally. It's done at the playgroup, but then the transition from the playgroup to the post primary level, I think ma'am is so very uh, suited to take this. And at this stage, the students model the abstract mathematical concepts using numbers, notations, and mathematical symbols, the language of mathematics they learn. They learn to use abstract symbols like plus, minus. These are operators, multiply, divide, greater than, lesser than, to model problems. And students express their observations using digits and symbols like 0.003 is less than zero point 0.3, and 3 is greater than zero point 0.3. So this approach helps in increasing participation, engagement, observations, making hypotheses, verifying them, problem posing, problem solving, visualization and representation, making connections, and systematic reasoning of the students. I think all these aspects are at times missed in the rush for covering the course. And I would really ask Madam Sharma how she manages this depth of mathematics education in the given hours and in the given constraints over there. So, along with the usage of CRA, which is the concrete representation abstract, Madam Anita Sharma is proactively in integrating technology with teaching. For instance, she uses the Google Classrooms for sharing assignments and videos. So I think the question I posed, she perhaps in the nomination note has been answered well. So she uses the off class time to really give that concrete representation abstract of mathematics. She also uses online tools like Mathigon, Polypad, Maths Learning Center, Didex for interactive learning. And these are some of the videos from her own YouTube channel. And we would be putting this all on the page dedicated to Madam Anita Sharma as a magnetic mathematics educator. And perhaps those videos we can watch later on. And she uses physical as well as online manipulatives to improve conceptual understanding and long term retention of students. Never heard of. This is truly, truly, truly magnetic. Perhaps we might have to do our primary schooling with Madam Anita Sharma once more to get our foundational precepts concrete all over again. And this perhaps supports diverse learning styles, including kinesthetics and visual learners. So beautiful. And remedial classes for slow learners are also being arranged by her regularly. So the empathetic educator, I think Dr. Surbhi, we covered upon as to how each of the Nobel laureate, apart from their grit and determination, they all had that qualification of a empathetic human being to carry on and on. So I think this is a reflection of Madam Sharma's empathy. And she also provides assignments, critical thinking, worksheets, and question banks for above average students of mathematics. Above average, I just qualified because every student is special, above average in something or the other. So it's fine, it's just fine over there. And Madam Sharma tries to understand strengths and weaknesses, interest and learning styles of students, to build rapport and create effective learning experiences. And many activities are conducted by her to connect mathematical concepts to real world scenarios to enhance understanding and relevance. So there are few pics of the activities which are conducted by her. Perhaps some of her students, before giving her a farewell speech, they create a intertwined video of Madam Sharma's entire pedagogical uh, innovations in mathematics, especially. So long division by playing money. Oh my God. So students learned the long division method using play money, and they learned the concept of regrouping while division. So this is the contextualization, how linking the mathematical concepts to the real world. And that's where mathematics at play comes in. Activities on measurement. Students experience the concept of measurement of length, weight, and capacity by using measuring instruments. I think uh, all your students would be really doing well when they go to practical in physics, chemistry, and other sciences, because mathematics is the foundation of it all. If you can feel it, if you can measure it, that's what Lord Kelvin said. If you can measure it, you know about it. So just see, oh, ways, wow, beaker, volume. So Madam has turned her mathematics class into a full action laboratory of all the sciences per se. At times, mathematics educators ask us, oh, what is our role? What is our prominence or dominance in the school? We say that you are the foundation of all the science education, even biology, genetics. You cannot go and champion without a mathematical background. So
Absolutely,
just
very
see
true.
these days बाट रखे हुए हैं, and it's really happening. It's truly amazing. It's truly amazing. It's truly amazing. We are really so very fortunate to really have this profound nomination from Bal Bharti School Manesa, and activity on decimals. It's so very perplexing for the students to understand, and decimals are the foundation of a logarithmic scale later on, the inverse part of it all. So students use base 10 blocks and represent different decimal numbers by developing understanding for 10th, 100th, and 1000th part of a whole. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. So the entire philosophical aspects are being impregnated in such a innocuous, such a activity-driven format. And see the lovely faces, not the long ones which you usually find in a mathematics class. And finally, I think measuring area of tennis court. So mensuration happening in the classroom copy is one thing, but I think Madam Sharma has taken the whole class to the tennis court, and students are making a 1 square meter using cloth or newspaper. And they covered the court with 1 square meter cloth or newspaper and measured area of tennis court and experienced it. Wow, 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 wow. So this pain, going to that extent of taking that pain to really uh, impregnate deeply that sanskara of mathematics is truly. So these are some of her other laurels. She's the head of the department for primary school classes, and primary is the prominent one. We have to understand somewhere or the other that primary education leads to the other aspects of it all, and if it is weakened, nothing can fix it at a later stage. And she is a part of the team which decides the CES book for class third. We have to learn from Madam Sharma herself what is CES book, and part of the team to develop LMS lesson plan and question paper using AI. Wow. And she also conducted various training sessions for teachers and parents as a maths mentor. So I think big claps loud claps with whatever we have, and a standing ovation had it been in an auditorium to Madam Anita Sharma. She's truly a
Thank you
magnetic
so much, sir.
mathematics educator by all means, who has truly, I would say, created that passion, that for mathematics learning out there. I would invite Madam Anita Sharma to accept this token tribute from this forum. This is a humble recognition for all your 3 decades odd, I would say, passionate and dedicated efforts as a mathematics educator, and phenomenal, Madam Anita Sharma, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Uh, means I deeply honored. Good evening, all. First of all, and I deeply honored to receive this recognition and this heartfelt means gratitude to Rethink India for presenting this, this ceremony today, and you know. And I really thank our principal sir also, who believed me and showed his faith in me, and he always encouraged me and gave me full liberty to do whatever I wanted in the classes, or whatever decision or whatever means methodology I wanted to use. And secondly, that I feel that mathematics has always been more than a subject to me. And I believe that solving a problem is one part, but posing a question is more important than solving a question.
Wow.
If the child is able to just question in the class, then definitely he can, open so many layers and go in the depth of any concept. So, and when when I was a student, I was very average student. I will not say that I was so brilliant. At that time, I was just mugging up whatever is a procedure. I was just going to solve the questions. What I'm doing, never, ऐसा spark आया ही नहीं. Never I felt that spark. I used to, मुझे मजा आता था. I used to solve the questions, but never, वो बात नहीं थी जो later on when I felt, I went into the teaching profession, and then so many questions then arose in my mind when I became a teacher myself. So why I'm doing this? Why? What is the reason? Like, as I told you, that there is one activity I have showed, long division method. Or when we add, then we just borrow one there. Then why we carry? Why we borrow? So these questions were never came when I was a student. हम करते रहते थे बस. We used to do. But जब teaching profession में आए तो समझ में आया कि why I am carrying. Or very late, I think after a few years, a question came into my mind. We are starting adding addition, subtraction, multiplication. We are starting from ones, tens, and 100. Then why we are dividing from thousands and all? What is the reason? What I am doing actually? So this question should come from the every child. We should inspire them in such a way. We should, we should create such an environment in the class so that the child should ask this type of questions in my class. कि क्यों कर रहे हैं हम? Why? एक प्रोसीजर को तो कर लिया, रट लिया. ओके, ऐसा करना है, एलसीएम लेना है, फिर उसको से डिवाइड करना है. That is another thing. But why I am doing it? Why? What is happening? What is the need? So that is more important for me. So then I worked on it कि क्या कर रहे हैं. जब मुझे वो clear हुआ, then I thought कि what means what way should I adopt so that my child should also understand कि मैं actually में कर क्या रहा हूँ. Then I thought कि मैं क्या करूँ इसके लिए. Then मुझे लगा कि play money से better तो कुछ नहीं है. So I just told them, first we are dividing thousands, and then we are dividing hundreds, and then we are dividing tens. And when we are bringing something down, उस समय रीग्रुपिंग हो रहा है, यू नो, जो एक 100 रह गया है वो अब टेंस में कन्वर्ट हो रहा है। तो वो जब बच्चों को समझाया तो बच्चों में भी एक अलग सा मजा आता है, एंड उन्होंने भी इसको एंजॉय किया। तो दैट इज, यू नो, और व्हेन आई सी स्पार्क इन देयर आईज, दैट इज, आई थिंक दैट इज बिग अचीवमेंट।
Welcome you all to my channel.
I could not
Maths with
stop
Anita
my curiosity to really
Today's
go
topic
to
is
Madam
basics of
Anita Sharma's
fractions.
YouTube channel.
And in coming days, I will share more videos on fractions. So let us begin with today's topic.
So this is
So,
conceptual
You
maths.
here some symbols and some figures. You must be familiar of these.
So, ma'am, what gave you this deep commitment and passion to really go? It's not just an extra mile, it's perhaps the extra light year in terms of teaching load, whatever we have got. So, we really like to know more as to how you managed. One of the core things is that you have cared for all as a part of a magnetic educator, but then how you have managed the time frame in this ultra I would say time constraints with
This
general
is a
teachers.
big challenge, you know, this is a big challenge, you know, in the right now, what is, you know, so many activities are there, so many other things also going on in the schools. So to, you know, we need some time for it. तो सबसे पहले तो सर छुट्टी बहुत कम लेती हूँ। I take very less sleep. Most of the time I am present there, and I try to manage, means I am taking the classes on the regular basis. मैं अगर मिस भी हो जाता किसी वजह से तो I try to find out some time from here or there. तो थोड़ा सा टोज पे रहना पड़ता है. I
The
have to
class
be
would
on
have
the
been almost having a cent% attendance of students. They would not be bunking because of maths for that matter.
Yes, and sir, I सच बताऊं तो when my period is there, they wait for my period. So this is my, ये मुझे एक एनर्जी देता है. It gives me some energy.
Lovely,
बच्चे
lovely.
अगर वेट कर रहे हैं आपके पीरियड का तो अपने आप ही मन करता है ना. तो
I
बहुत
can
सारी
say
चीजें हैं. मैं यहाँ पे अगर मुझे एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिला है
from this
तो मैं
forum, कि मैडम has adopted those very pedagogies and she herself admitted कि हमने इस तरीके से गणित नहीं पढ़ी थी.
हाँ नहीं
पर
पढ़
जब मैंने पढ़ाना शुरू किया तो मैंने इन नए नवाचार से जुड़े हुए तरीकों को जोड़ा. And I think this is so very lovely. And perhaps for the first time, we have come to a maths educator who has converged, I think, commerce, physics, chemistry, even biology for that matter, in her maths classroom. She has toppled the whole understanding the pyramid of it all. कि भाई मैथ्स के अधिष्ठान पर, इसी के कच्छप पर पूरा अस्तित्व, पूरा जो ज्ञान का आधार है वह टिका हुआ है. आई थिंक standing ovations to you, ma'am, for this phenomenal achievement. We are really very fortunate at this Mathematics Forum 2024
Thank you so much, sir.
we have really got such a spirited magnetic mathematics educator in Madam Anita Sharma from Bal Bharti Public School, Manesa, whose lovely nomination has been sent to by Principal Harsh Kumar, and almost all the five elements of this pentat. Madam has really set out the benchmarks, I think, for the entire tribe of mathematics educator across the country, and she has taken that fourth and fifth, that fulcrum years, the FF years, fourth and fifth, to really impregnate very deeply the feel of mathematics, which is tough to come. And with, I think, with the educators like Anita Sharma ma'am, it comes in a jiffy. Part matter. Dr. Surbi, just two words, and then we will come to our showstopper for this evening. Some words from you.
Absolutely. I think, this is something really spectacular. The primary classes are the foundational years, and the concepts which are laid down in these years, they lay the foundations for building a very, very elaborate and immaculate understanding of the subjects in future. So you're very right. Genetics in biology, physics, chemistry, all the subjects, mathematics is the core. And a mathematical brain, when you nurture the love for mathematics in the primary classes itself, then the rest of the journey becomes a cakewalk. I mean, it becomes much more simpler. And the best part is that enjoying the subject, and the questioning aspect which madam has said, I think this is scintillating truly. Because children, if they are given a nurturing environment to ask questions, I'm sure nothing will go under the carpet, or nothing, no doubt will remain,
Madam has
in
talked
their
about
mind.
the gist of it all. Posing the problem is more important than its solution. I think that is the core crux spirit, what our great educators are really trying. This is the quintessence of the entire spirit of even the NEP for that matter. Madam has really brought about that multidisciplinarity into her mathematics classroom. She's truly an icon for that matter. Thank you so much, ma'am. We can really go on and on with laurels to
Thank
what
you
we
so much.
have just read, and we would perhaps invite you for a very specific session further and really learn from you these very innovative pedagogies which you have really put at place at BBPS Manesar. We
My
have
pleasure,
now
sir.
the next recipient of magnetic mathematics educator in Sir Gagandeep Bhatia. And the nomination note, I would request sir to switch on his camera if possible, so that we can read this out with his photograph with him focus over there, because the spotlight has to come onto him. Uh, uh, just a moment. I'm just not having him. Yeah, just a moment. I will add spotlight. Yes. Yes, so we have him. So he has consistently demonstrated exceptional dedication and teaching and skill in teaching mathematics to students of grade 11th and 12th. So from Madam Sharma to Bhatia sir, he's teaching the higher classes. He possesses a unique ability to make complex concepts understandable, inspire a love of learning, and foster critical thinking. He has made a significant impact on the lives of their students by improving student performance, creating an engaging learning environment, mentoring aspiring educators. His passion of mathematics is contagious, and he consistently go above and beyond to ensure student success. And so his profound impact on students' mathematical understanding and appreciation. Now, these words coming from the principal are no small ones, and he has given a lot of evidences to substantiate that. And Gagandeep sir has created a dynamic and inclusive classroom where students feel empowered to explore, question, and achieve their full potential in mathematics, thereby enhancing their interest for the subject. And his dedication for his students is truly inspiring. Level of understanding mathematics is a complex and multifaceted process that goes beyond simply memorizing formula and procedures. It involves a deep comprehension of mathematical concepts, their relationships, and their applications in the real world context. So there are some key levels of understanding mathematics. So strategic competence involved. This level involves the ability to formulate and solve mathematical problems, often in novel or unfamiliar situations. It requires the ability to think flexibly and creatively. For example, a student can apply the concept of slope to solve a real world problem involving the steepness of a hill. So exploring a straight line in real life, I think Google Drive has been given, and perhaps if the access we need to Rethink India 108, no worries, we will just uh, go through it. And adaptive reasoning is the second evidence for level of understanding of mathematics. So this level involves the ability to think logically and make sense of mathematical situations. It requires the ability to justify one's reasoning uh, and evaluate the reasonableness of solutions. A student can explain why a certain mathematical procedure is valid or invalid. We are so very, I would say, elated to learn that a lot of philosophical design goes into, I would say, channelizing the mathematical subjects. Otherwise, educators just come to the classroom, open up the book. आज 15वां chapter पढ़ना है. आज we have to master this across. ये चार formula, let's start it across. Now, adaptive reasoning, and this is how they are modeling it first. Now, why sine 18 degrees under root 5 minus 1 by 4? Now, this in itself shows the real pain, and the philosophy of mathematics is unraveled. The way Madam Anita Sharma brought about at the fundamental level, they are doing it the frontiers of mathematics, the calculus, the trigonometry part of it all. So conceptual learning, active engagement, building a strong foundation, and most importantly, visualization. Now, without visualization, mathematics में तो काम चल जाता है, but it doesn't help in the physics problems. And if the foundations are really created in the mathematics class, they really help the students back in the physics or the chemistry class to visualize. Thank you so much, sir. And on the second count, clarity of mathematical explanations, Gagandeep sir starts with the basics. He uses clear and concise language, uses visuals, diagrams, graphs, and other visuals uh, to illustrate the points and make the explanations more engaging. And I think he fulfills that NEP mandate of removing the coaching culture, not cramming, but then understanding the mathematical precepts for that matter. Use of real world examples can help to make the explanations more relatable and easier to understand. Breaking down complex concepts into smaller steps, practice and get feedback. Sir, इतना time कहाँ से आता है? Here are some resources that Gagandeep sir uses in his classroom, and they have been found helpful. Maths, stat.
Because, sir,
Yeah,
because
we
of
will be.
Anita,
Yeah, yeah.
because of Anita Sharma, ma'am.
That's lovely. That's lovely. I think it's a relay race. That's what a K-12 school is all about. And आपने इतनी प्यारी बात कही है सर. In the conferences of vice chancellors, जब एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी की बातें होती हैं तो वाइस चांसलर कुलपति लोग विश्वविद्यालय के कहते हैं आप हमें मजबूत लड़का दीजिए. 12 साल की स्कूलिंग तो वो स्कूल से कर आया है, हम 4 साल में क्या कर देंगे. तो आपने जिस तरह से एक कंटिन्यूटी की बात की है कि अनीता शर्मा मैम ने जो फाउंडेशंस ले कर दी, उसके आधार पर आप फ्रंटियर्स को बिल्ड कर रहे हैं. दिस इज ट्रूली ट्रूली फिनोमिनल. एंड
हमें सर ज्यादा मेहनत करने की जरूरत नहीं होती. रीजन बीइंग जो उन्होंने कर दिया है, आफ्टर दैट वी हैव टू जस्ट प्रॉब्लम्स,
लवली लवली
सॉल्यूशंस
लवली
एंड रियल वर्ल्ड एग्जांपल. दैट्स इट.
लवली
पढ़ा
लवली.
तो सभी रहे हैं सर. एवरीवन इज टीचिंग.
So, Sir uses Khan Academy Desmos app, and this is one example on his Google Drive. I think access they will give us later on. So, explaining chapter straight line. So, again, very elaborate on differentiation and ensuring progress for all. So, we can see the photographs, very one-on-one kind of a stuff, and knowing the students. क्योंकि अनीता मैम ने जब फाउंडेशंस ले कर दी, so this is all so very I would say natural out there. So relations and functions, how they are contextualizing. I would have loved to show them across from this forum, but maybe when we will be putting it across on Sir's award web page, we will be having the links and we will integrate them over there. So I would now like to invite Gagandeep Bhatia sir to accept this token tribute for being a magnetic mathematics educator. Just a moment, I just come to your slide. For what lovely nomination what we have received from Harsh Kumar sir. And we heard a lot from Madam Anita Sharma from the same school. So let's hear Gagandeep sir, first of all, to accept this tribute, and then
Thank
tell
you
us
so much,
more
sir.
about his teaching pedagogy.
So just when we are entering in the class, we have to just see where the level of the student lying. So we are putting our level with the students. or below the students, so that we can uplift the student one. क्योंकि आप अपने ही अकॉर्डिंग अगर पढ़ाते जाएंगे एंड यू नेवर नो वेयर द स्टूडेंट्स आर लाइंग, तो इट्स टू डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू. आप आए, पढ़ाए और चले गए. Everyone is going like this method, so we are totally different just because of हमारी नींव बहुत पक्की है, जैसे अनीता मैम, रेस्ट ऑफ द अदर्स टीचर आल्सो. सो हमें ज्यादा मेहनत करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती, because we have a very finite and finite number of students,
I think this
refined students.
yeah, Ati Gagandeep sir is getting very humble. Yes, the foundation is important, but then to build up, I would say the skyscraper is again a very laborious and tough job. What I think educators like Gagandeep sir is doing. But yes, foundations do make all the difference. So please, so इतना जो elaborate course है, how you manage it with such a elaborate teaching pedagogy in the class?
Sir, first of all, when we are starting our lesson, we are totally focused on the conceptual one. If the concept is clear, then n number of question we can do. Like in our NCRT, hardly 500 questions are there, and nowadays the 500 question, it is a very easy task for everyone. But when we put a concept to the single one to one, means they are very 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 बच्चा अपने आप ही उस चीज को सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करता. पैडागोजी इज सिंपल दैट कि आपने एक कोई भी क्वेश्चन उनको दिया, इन सेम टाइप के क्वेश्चंस आपने टिक कर दिए. You have to do 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. These are belongs to this one. You have to do yourself. And daily feedback is very important. If you are not taking daily feedback, that means you are failed. You are taking an interest in student, then they will taking interest into you. Simple the things.
Lovely.
And always motivate them. पहले के टाइम पे तो टीचर ने मार दिया इन द सेंस कि लगा दिया, डांट दिया, कुछ भी हो गया. नो बेटा, नहीं हो रहा, कोई बात नहीं, आई एम विद यू, व्हाई यू आर वरी. अगर आपसे कोई ये कहता है तुमसे नहीं होगा, तो बोलो भैया तेरे से नहीं होगा, हमसे होगा, बिकॉज वी आर विद द जीटी भाटिया सर.
Lovely, lovely. I think empathy is the bedrock at which the entire teaching paradigm happens. और अगर मैथ्स का शिक्षक एक करुणा के साथ, एक प्रीति के साथ, एक मित्र की भांति आ जाए, I think Dr. Surbhi, I would really invite you to sum it up this, I would say, magnetic mathematics educators from Bal Bharti School, and equally Madam Vandana Khanna from, ma'am, if you can also come on the camera, we will have a snapshot out here of all our three triumvirates whom we have got the privilege to felicitate and learn from each one of their teaching pedagogies. So Dr. Surbhi, because I can see that empathy oozing out, जो कि इन्होंने कहा ना कि हमने जो एक चैलेंज दिया कि पेशेंस, काइंडनेस, ट्रस्ट एंड रैपोर्ट विद द स्टूडेंट्स, आई थिंक ये आधार है जिसके बेसिस पे दे हैव क्रिएटेड सच फिनोमिनल frontiers of mathematics for all their students. Dr. Surbhi.
So indeed, this is a very privileged and proud moment for us all to witness the felicitations of the triumvirate in Madam Anita Sharma, Sir Gagandeep Bhatia, and Madam Vandana Khanna as magnetic mathematics educators. Today on 2024, today on 22nd December, the National Mathematics Day. And indeed, as the theme of the National Mathematics Day is that mathematics bridging for innovation and progress. This is the fundamental, this is the layer on which all the future subjects and interdisciplinarity, everything is built upon. So, and the empathetic educator, what you mentioned, Raghav, is so very important, that when the student has the confidence, has the belief that my teacher is with me. If I am not able to solve a problem, my teacher stands with me in emotion, in letter, in spirit, in knowledge, in guidance. So I will reach my goal. I will reach my lakshya. This is a great attribute.
मैडम पाए मैं उनको पुनः, क्योंकि पहली आवृत्ति उनकी थी, अगर वो कुछ और कहना चाहें इस अवसर पर, तो वी वुड रियली लाइक टू हियर फ्रॉम हर. वंदना मैम.
सर मैं फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वांट टू थैंक्स टू डॉक्टर जसजीत सूद मैम, जिन्होंने मुझे यहाँ पर आने का अवसर प्रदान करा है। तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा फील हो रहा है कि मतलब फर्स्ट टाइम मेरा इस तरह से मतलब फील हो रहा है कि मतलब मैं उनका बहुत तहे दिल से धन्यवाद करती हूँ।
जी जी जी, थैंक यू मैम। और जैसा कि मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि आर नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020, द चेयरपर्सन ऑफ इट्स ड्राफ्टिंग कमेटी वाज अनदर एनिग्मेटिक मैथमेटिशियन इन डॉक्टर मंजुल भार्गव, एन एक्सपोनेंट ऑफ मैथमेटिक्स विद म्यूजिक। और अगर एनईपी की अगर हम पॉलिसी का जो लोगो देखें, इट इज अ मोबियस स्ट्रिप, और थ्री डिमेंशनल एक चरैवती के भाव से द मोबियस स्ट्रिप। तो मैथमेटिक्स का क्या रोल है हमारी पूरी शिक्षा व्यवस्था में? I think all the AI advances which are happening, everything in sciences, whatever is happening, I think mathematics is the foundation of it all. And Gagandeep sir and Anita ma'am have really shown it so very phenomenally that mathematics can be truly a fun subject. It can really attract. It's truly a magnetic subject. And if there is a magnetic educator, कि बच्चा कोई भी हो, लाउड हो, साइलेंट हो, या कभी पूछता ना हो, तो वो भी सरक सरक कर खींच के ऐसे मैथमेटिक्स एजुकेटर्स के चुंबकीय व्यक्तित्व के पास आकर, आई थिंक वो अपनी शिक्षा का जो निहित मंतव्य है, परीक्षा में पास होना तो एक पार्ट है, पर जो उन मंतव्यों को समझना, समय, लेंथ, ब्रेथ, स्क्वायर इंच, हम लोग पढ़ पढ़ के इंजीनियर बन के आगे बढ़ गए, पर 1 स्क्वायर इंच होता क्या है उसको संभवतः हमने किसी क्लास में नहीं समझा। बस फार्मूला रट लिया, 1 डिमेंशन से 2 डिमेंशन, 2 डिमेंशन से 3 डिमेंशन, और
सेम सर, इट हैपेंड। आप बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हैं, यही हुआ है हमें। पूरा एरिया निकाल लिया, नहीं पता था स्क्वायर मीटर क्या होता है।
यस यस। तो आई थिंक दिस, और ये सारा श्रेय जाता है आप सभी मैथमेटिक्स एजुकेटर्स पे। आई थिंक आज के इस मैथमेटिक्स फोरम, जो कि श्रीनिवास रामानुजन, जिन्होंने कहा कि भगवान की जो अनुकृति है, कोई भी इक्वेशन है वो भगवान का ही एक एक्सप्रेशन है, उनकी कुल देवी को वो मान्यता देते थे। सो दिस एंटायर कॉस्मिक एग्जिस्टेंस इज ऑल इम्ब्यूड इन द मैथमेटिक्स mysteries, and which in order to unravel them we have to go step by step, as Gagandeep sir showed कि हिल की हाइट निकालने के लिए सीधा ट्राइंगल बना के हम उसका एंगल निकाल के करते हैं, बट देन पुटिंग इट ऑन, ओवरलेइंग इट ऑन द रियल प्रॉब्लम्स, द प्रोजेक्टाइल्स की अगर मार्स मिशन पे अगर इसरो से अगर प्रक्षेपित किया जा रहा है, तो ऑन व्हाट एंगल इट विल बी projected over there. I think this mathematics forum, since it is in the memory of the man who knew infinity, it can go to infinity per se, बट समय की सीमा है, समय की मर्यादा है। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद,
थैंक यू
आपने
सो
इस
मच।
मैथमेटिक्स फोरम को अनुग्रहित किया। एंड लेट दिस स्पिरिट ऑफ श्रीनिवास रामानुजन, it gets kindled in every young learner, and we are so very confident that with such a triumvirate who could be present on this occasion, this civilizational mission of Bharat, क्योंकि जीरो और इंफिनिटी को खोजने की जो प्रज्ञा थी, जो समझ थी, जो सभ्यतागत आधार था, वो भारत के पास ही रहा है। आज भी भारत उसको आगे बढ़ा रहा है। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत आई वुड से बेस्ट विशेस टू फर्दर योर एजेंडा।
एक
एंड
लाइन पढ़ी थी सर कहीं कि इन्फिनिटी तक पहुंचने का रास्ता शून्य से जाता है।
जी
तो
जी
इनफाइनाइट होना है तो शून्य से होते हुए निकलना पड़ेगा।
जी
पहले
जी,
खुद को जीरो करके तभी हम
वाह वाह
इनफाइनाइट टच
वाह
कर सकते
वाह,
हैं।
जय जय।